What's up, YouTube fans? Today I am going to be building, not reviewing, the Gundam Mega Size model for the RX-78 figure. This is a 375 millimeter figure. I think that's what, like 14 or 15 inches, something like that. It's obviously really big. It's like an oversized version. It's not a KO, but it's an oversized version of the Gundam figure. They do have a perfect grade version of Gundam. If you don't know anything about Gundam, they have different grades, which are like a little bit bigger sizes and a little bit better quality. And the biggest size you can get is perfect grade. Now they've made these mega sizes, which are, you know, kind of bigger than perfect grade. They're not, I don't think, as detailed or as nice as the perfect grade, but they're still pretty damn big. And pretty articulated, so I'm excited to get this guy built. If you've never seen Gundam before, I will kind of go over exactly how it is, but let's just take a look at the box. So on this side, I mean, there's a lot of Japanese writing. By the way, these are Japanese figures. This was shipped straight from Japan. It's got some, you know, advertising here. First, it says you don't need any tools. You can rip off the pieces by hand. That's unique to this mega size models. The perfect grade and the master grade, all the other smaller sizes, you do need tools. The second point is you don't need any glue. It just snaps together, and once it snaps together, it doesn't come apart. Hopefully you don't make any mistakes. The third one here, I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to say, but I believe they're advertising that there's other figures out there and that there's paint options or coloring options for this. The fourth point here is you can kind of see the pieces that fit together. It's sort of obvious, and they snap out by hand. The fifth point, actually the fourth point is that they fit together. Fifth point is that they snap off by hand. Sixth point is the ratchet joints. They come with ratchet joints that you install yourself. The seventh point, and again, it's hard to tell, but it looks like it is talking about the accessories here. You know, the shield, the sword, the gun, all the other stuff. And then the eighth point, I believe, is stickers. It's got decals to put on here, which I like. I like the decals. I'm definitely going to put those on. So what I'm going to do is build this over time. These take quite a long time if you've never built one. The last one I built was a master grade. That took a little over 8 hours to build that. So obviously I'm not going to have an 8-hour video. What I'm going to do is show it in kind of sped up mode, showing the build of the arms, the legs, the body, the weapons, and then kind of after that I'll put together another video of the you know, showing off the articulation and all the other stuff. So that's really it for this video. I just wanted to kind of intro, you know, what I'll be doing over the next few weeks building this guy, and I'll put together that video, kind of the time-lapse video of building it, and then we'll release along with that a articulation. Let's just take a quick look in the box here. You can kind of see what's in here, and there's quite a lot of pieces in here. I'll try to stand it up here so you can see. What you get is these plastic trays, and this is some of the yellow parts here. You got some of the white parts, a piece of the shield there. So you got trays and trays and trays of parts, along with instructions and stickers. So we're going to put this together, and we will see how it looks. So that's kind of what you get in the box. What's up, guys? So I'm finally finished building this thing. Actually, it didn't take very long. It was only a couple hour build, so not too bad on the build itself. The quality is pretty good, but there's a couple of shortcomings here, and I wanted to talk about that. I know this isn't a Transformer. It's something different. I really like this figure, the RX-78. I'm probably going to sell this. I actually prefer the Perfect Grade version of this Gundam. So I don't think I'm going to hang on to this, but it's pretty good for what I paid. So here he is, kind of in a standard pose, and again, it's hard to fit in my review area, so you sort of have to get him posed. But there he is, and he looks good. So that's the first thing. I have applied the decals, the dry transfer stickers, and those look good. And there was a good amount of them. There wasn't a whole lot, but you can kind of see the details a little bit on the knees here, on the wrists, down here on the bottom, a little bit of detail. Try to get in a little bit closer. You can see those stickers sort of all throughout, and they're pretty good. I mean, they were a pain in the butt to apply, but they look good. So I like that. But the weakness with this guy is his posability. So his knee does go up to there, but there's some limitations. So for example, his back, the rear hip skirts don't bend. They're just one solid piece. So you can get his leg forward. His front one does bend. You can get his leg forward, kind of all the way back, but this back one does not bend. I mean, I don't know why maybe you wouldn't want that, but he doesn't really go any further back than that. But the real thing is, it's hard to do a Superman pose because his ankle pivot only goes up to there. It's not that much. And it's tight, it's tight enough, but that's about the best you can get for a kneeling pose. He just doesn't get to the ground. On the Perfect Grade, or the other Master Grade at least, this foot also has a pivot right in the middle, and then the ankle tilt and ankle rocker are a lot better. But this guy, he's just a little bit less articulated, just enough to make me not be happy with it. And you can get some good poses, you can get him looking pretty good, and it's good, but it's not perfect. Now you can get the shield here. It comes with this little piece. You basically plug that in there like that, and you can plug that into the back of either arm. So you can have them like that, or you can have them the other way I had them when I first started the review. So and you can also take this off and remove this and kind of set it in there like that, and then that can sit, that mounts right on his back here, and that's not bad. You can have him with the backpack almost, but you can't plug the gun into the shield like you can on the Master Grade. I think the Perfect Grade does that too, I'm not sure. And you also can't store anything else back here. Now you do get two of these, and there are the sword bits, and I'll get those out to show you. But his hands aren't articulated, so let me just show you what you get. So you get these kind of fist hands, and those are basically just good for the fist pose. They don't do anything else. And then you get these open hands, but they're not articulated, so you have to actually take it apart right here, and there's a little tool they provide you, and I'll show you that tool in a minute. But basically you take the hand apart, and it's two pieces, and you kind of collapse it onto the handle of the gun or the handle of the sword up here. You do have to pull these off to use the sword. They don't give you 4, they only give you 2. So that kind of irks me a little bit, that you can't just pose the fingers. You got to take the hand apart, and then you got to take off the other hand and put on this one. That really doesn't seem like masterpiece to me. It should come with articulated hands. Now there is articulation here, so I'm going to go over that. And let's actually get out the other accessories here so I can show those as well. Alright guys, we've got the accessories here. So let's take off his hand first. And what we have is this other two-part hand where you kind of assemble it. It kind of goes together like that. So what you want to do is take this handle, and there's two slots right here on the side, and those kind of slot right into the hand, just like that. And then you can close the rest of the hand on top of it, like that. So he holds the handle. It's nice and secure, but I just don't like the fact that you have to take everything out to do that. So I think I might be getting the Perfect Grade just because of that. I don't like the fact that you have to take that all out to do that. Now the same is true for this gun, so let's take out this, gripping hand and put in this one. And then we'll take his shield here, his back, and you gotta just switch around the mount, and then that can stick right onto his arm. And now he can be defending or whatever. And it's pretty good, it's pretty good looking figure when it's posed and everything. I like the way it looks. It's just, it's a little underwhelming in terms of the articulation, but it's a very nice sword. It's a nice shield. It's actually it could stand some details. I think on the Perfect Grade, these are black, and some of these inner joints are black, and there's a little bit more paint, a little bit more detail. This guy's a little bit light on the detail. So, and also it's not that sturdy, especially with his ratcheted joints he's got in there. And it was pretty neat the way you assemble the ratcheted joints. You have these little rubberized pieces you stick in the joints. And actually, maybe I can show you one here. And the cool thing is that it kind of all comes apart, so you can disassemble them for shipping or whatever. But if you can see in there, there's like a rubber, almost like a gasket that goes in there. And that's what kind of holds them together, and every joint has that, so it's not bad. I mean, it sticks together pretty well. It's well designed, so that's cool. I appreciate that. But overall, and by the way, you do get two swords. You can take the other handle off. That's another thing I don't like, is that you have to take off the handles off his back. They should have given you a couple extra handles so you can maintain that look. But of course, I guess in the actual cartoon, he did have. Oh, look at that! The sticker came off. That's not great. I don't know why that's coming off, but the E on the EFSF came off. That's kind of disappointing, and that's probably because I didn't apply it properly, so we will fix that. But this is the little tool I was talking about. You actually get two of them. It's like a little separator for to get it off of the plastic, whatever you call them, the plastic trays, not trays, you know what I'm talking about. But you also have the separator, so you can take the hand apart, separate some of the pieces. You can also separate, some of the, all of this stuff. Anything you put together, it all comes apart if you need it to. So that's pretty cool. You can take it apart. And so there you go. I got the hand apart. And you can. This one is probably harder to take apart. These things fit together pretty firmly, so you'll probably not be, taking that apart. But overall, pretty good figure. Obviously the stickers here are falling off a little bit, but other than that, not too bad on the quality. I think it's a pretty cool figure if you're just looking for an oversized thing. Now it doesn't have a lot of, you know, extraneous features like the Perfect Grade or the other grades do. So let's just show that off here. We'll kind of show off his articulation next. Let's just put these back. These do just kind of sit in here. They're not really, you know, articulate or anything. They just kind of go in there. Okay, so let's start off on the top. His head is on a ball joint, but it also can kind of go up and down like that. And that's nice. You can get really a lot of down, a little bit of up. You know, obviously 100% rotation all the way around. This does come out if you want it to come off. I don't know why you'd want it to come off, but that's just part of the build. You do have a joint here. There is a little bit of a butterfly joint here on the shoulder, and you also get the full rotation there, and then the full bend there, and also rotation at the bicep. You get a 90-degree bend, which I thought should be, I think that should have been a, you know, 180, or not 180, a double jointed elbow, so you could get it past there, but that's all you got. You do have a rotation at the wrist, no finger articulation. There is a bit of a waist swivel here, but it's a little bit hindered by this back piece, which again is not movable. The hip skirts do move, so these side ones, they rotate and they also go up and down like that. And same with these do kind of have an angle in and out, and they also rotate up and down. And you can kind of get them all out of the way if you need them to. But that's about it for articulation. These kind of wiggle waggle a little bit, that's really it. Nothing really on the back. He does have the boosters, and they move just a tiny little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit up and down there. So that's not horrible. Oh, his legs. You do get full splits, and I think you can get his full forward, but the back obviously is hindered by this you know, this hip skirt that doesn't fold out of the way. You do get a 90-degree bend at the knee. Again, I think they could have made a better joint there to give you the full, you know, double jointed knee articulation, but you don't have it. It is a nice joint, and it's pretty solid. You do get the ankle pivot here, and also a rocker. And also a rocker. And you do get the articulation on the shield, the foot shield here, ankle shield, whatever you want to call it. So all in all, not bad. That's about it for articulation. All in all, not terrible, just not on par with the what you would call the Perfect Grade series. You know, it could have been a little better, but it's a little just short of being, you know, having all the features I would want. By the way, this gun also has a little bit of articulation. You do get this sight that rotates, and then this handle rotates, so you can actually, I think, get this into his hand and get him holding this. Don't quote me on that, but in the Perfect Grade, you can get him to hold it like that. You can have this in his hand and the other hand holding this as a stabilizer. But it doesn't come with a bazooka or any other weapons, just the two lightsabers, the gun, and it does have a nice dry rub. The dry rubs were a little annoying to put on, actually. I struggled with some of them. Actually, you can tell that one came off a little bit, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But all in all, not too bad. You know, it's nice that they included those dry rub stickers or whatever, decals, and they look good. I think it's a good added detail for them to have. Anyway, that's really it for this figure. I know this isn't my usual. I just am a fan of this RX-78, so I'll actually probably get the Perfect Grade and maybe sell this one on eBay, just because, I don't know, it doesn't really meet my standard for a masterpiece, and you know, I kind of want a masterpiece version of this guy. So that's it, guys. Stay tuned for more reviews in the future. I'll be having the upcoming X-Transbots, Menasor, as well as a few other X-Transbots figures that are coming out. That's really what's up next. Hopefully that Sunstreaker comes at the end of the year from Takara. But that's really it on the docket for the rest of the year. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.